All right. Well, we'll go ahead and I'll introduce Lauren, and then she can get started after that. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tracy Nyer, and I'm with the Virginia Small Business Development Center Network. For those of you that are not familiar with our organization, the Virginia SBDC is a partnership program between the U.S. Small Business Administration, George Mason University, and local host institutions throughout Virginia. With 27 locations across the Commonwealth, we provide training and technical assistance to small businesses in their local communities. Our one-on-one consulting services are available at no charge. Today's webinar will be focusing on marketing in the childcare business, and it's one of our educational offerings. We are recording today's presentation, and it'll be posted on our website, virginiasbdc.org. We'll also be sending it and the slides out to everyone that attended today. Due to the large number of participants, everyone's microphone is muted, but if you have questions during the presentation, you can type those into the Q&A box. And if we have time at the end, we will definitely answer questions, but we may go ahead and let people ask them verbally as well if there's time. We've also enabled the live transcript function, which you can show or hide via your meeting controls. Today's presenter is Lauren Small, CEO of Early Education Business Consultants, a boutique consulting firm focused on improving business systems, practices, and automation to improve the quality of early childhood businesses. Lauren's consulted with several hundred early childhood programs nationally in her local community of Hampton Roads. Lauren designed the Early Education Business Program in 2010, a program that encourages and educates businesses to learn and adopt best business practices, leading to increase their child enrollment and a decrease in employee turnover. Please join me in welcoming Lauren.
Thank you. Thank you, Tracy. Hi, everybody. So great to be here today with all of you. So I'm going to jump right into our webinar. I only have you all for an hour, and I know everyone's busy and juggling. So I'm excited to talk about marketing today. This is the fourth in a series of childcare business related webinars that we've been doing in partnership with the Virginia Small Business Development Center. So the focus today is on just a couple of things. I'm going to really try to give you the most bang for your buck. And if you could do me, I'm going to use the chat box a lot to kind of ask some questions. Tell me in the chat box what you're hoping to learn today. We lined up the topics. I mean, marketing is a pretty robust topic. And I know that a lot of directors and owners of childcare and preschool programs often are kind of thrown into that marketing role and kind of get a little overwhelmed and not sure what is the best use of their time. So my goal today with this webinar is to just focus on a few areas that I think can give you great impact for your marketing efforts. So let me start first when we talk about marketing with just one concept. I can't help it. I'm a teacher at heart. Is to really get our heads around the idea of marketing and what it is. And I love this definition by John J. Conrad Levinson. It says, marketing is really everything you do to promote your business, from the moment you conceive of it to the point at which customers buy your product and service and begin to patronize your business on a regular basis. So one thing I like this because I want us to understand that every interaction that you have with the marketplace is an opportunity to market your business. And really, when you think about marketing, it's not one thing that's the game changer. It's the combination of lots of different activities. And so just thinking about it in that context, every interaction that you have with customers is an opportunity to market your business. And I want to encourage you, again, knowing that directors and owners are super busy, is to be very strategic about your marketing efforts. And as you think about those interactions, to really put your time to those marketing efforts that give you the greatest return on your investment. So we're going to talk about some foundational marketing pieces that should be in place for every early childhood business out there. And I believe those will give you the greatest kind of, again, return on your investment. Every once in a while when I'm meeting with a director and we start talking about marketing, they start coming up with these ideas, like, and they're not bad ideas, but it might be like, I'm going to do a open house with the bounce castle and invite the whole neighborhood. Or, you know, nobody's really doing flyers, but maybe I'm going to do a direct mail. And they have all these ideas. But then when I dig a little deeper, I realize that they don't have their marketing foundational pieces in place. And so the things that give you the greatest bang for your buck in early childhood, and a lot of them really don't always cost a lot. Like marketing is kind of shifted to really less spending a lot of money on advertising and a little bit more strategic and maybe even taking a little bit more of your time. But this list here, I think, is a good start when we talk about foundational pieces of marketing in early childhood. I put at the very top there is that commitment to high quality early childhood, having, you know, this really awesome service that I know all of you have. I want to encourage you that it's worth your time. It's worth your investment in your human capital and all the things that you do to have a great business. When I work with clients that are super high quality, you know, they participate in accreditation or the QRIS systems or Virginia Quality, and you see that quality in practice. You know, they really invest in the professional development with their teachers and they try to pay the very most that they can. Like that commitment to quality is the easiest thing in the world to market once we do these other things. So we got to start with that commitment to high quality in practice. And that ties into that commitment to your staff that I talked about. Then these are some other things on here. Your space, I call it curb appeal, first impressions. One of the things, you know, we'll talk about a little bit more in a minute, but when you think about marketing, there's this thing called marketing messaging. And we're not just selling I'm getting a little off track, but we're not just selling childcare or daycare. When we think about marketing, it's good to kind of reframe it and think about that what people buy things, it's very emotional. It's an emotional purchase. And so they're not just buying a service, they're buying something even more that. And in childcare and early childhood, a lot of times the first things that they're buying is that their children are going to be safe, that they're going to be nurtured, that they're going to be loved, that they're going to be well cared, that it's going to be educational. And so those first impressions really need to match what you're selling. So sometimes when you're in a space and you're, again, really busy, you start to not see things like weeds or that there's chipping paint or I haven't cleaned the windows or, you know, and so we want those first impressions, that curb appeal to match the great things that are happening in the center and to really sell that thing that we're really selling, which is, I'm going to really take good care of your, you know, children. I've done some focus groups with parents in the past, and it's interesting, like when you ask them what's really important when they are looking for care, consistently, the first thing that they look for when they're doing a tour is it clean? They notice that thing. So we want the cleanliness to start from the outside all the way in. Your tours are obviously another important foundational piece of your marketing effort. And tours, I recommend actually having a tour guide and really thinking again about the entire tour process and the benefits that you're offering parents. And remember, benefit language is really that more emotional connection, you know, and often you can walk in a classroom and go, okay, this is a 2-year-old classroom and here it is, or you could turn it into benefit language and really describe the activities and the interactions and things, the learning that's going to happen in that space. So really tours are an important marketing tool that we don't want just anyone giving a tour. It has to be really someone who's been trained and understands how to successfully do tours. We should really be working to have like 100% or, 95% close rate on our tours. And then branding, logo, signage, web presence, Google, social media, testimonials, and then parent engagement systems. So let me go into these a little bit deeper. So again, this slide says these are foundational pieces of our early childhood marketing systems. And this is where we would want to start first and make sure that we have in place. And like most things in business, when we're talking about business systems, if we invest the time to get them set up, we put a little more time on the front end and really think through how we want them to work, then they're there to benefit us for a long time. So for example, if we build a really effective search engine optimized website, it'll take a little more time to pull all that information together and to get the pictures, but then it could be there for years marketing for your childcare business. So we're busy though, right? I put this slide together to just kind of talk about, the time it takes to do some of these activities. And again, though, if we invest a little bit of time to set it up correctly, then we actually save time and money down the road. We did this activity actually in a class yesterday. And when you save, when you automate something, or you look at something that you're doing manually over and over, and you figure out a way to do it more efficiently, like saving 10 minutes a week gives you an extra, gosh, I forget what it was. It was like 20 hours a year, just we're doing something differently that saves time. I don't know where I was going with that, but so let's see, 2 hours a week for social media and blog posts. And that may not be realistic for a lot of people. Websites, 1 to 2 hours a month. Parent engagement, using a parent engagement app, trying to build that into the workday. Tours typically take about an hour and a half. And then a branding process is a kind of a one and done, takes 2 to 4 weeks. And we put the prices on here too, because when you're thinking about, strategically doing things, it has to work with a budget, right? So to do a refresh on your curb appeal, maybe about $250 a year. That might be flowers or mulch or paint or those kinds of things. Websites, which we're going to talk about in more depth, is recommended for every small business out there to have on a website, a digital storefront, and they typically cost $600 to $2,000 to develop. We've been through our business training program able to get it down to about $1,000 for a pretty strong website. And then there's an ongoing cost to websites. It's the hosting and the domain name registration. Usually that's on the low side, $15 to $20 a month. And I think it's well worth the investment in those things. And then social media, if you were going to advertise, about $20 a week. Parent engagement, there's an investment in the iPads in the classroom to have that. And then tours, nothing. And then logo branding. Logos, typically, if you're going to do a refresh on a logo or develop a logo, which is recommended, that's kind of a core aspect of marketing, is that you have a brand identity. I usually pay anywhere from $250 to $300 for logos. So it's not super expensive. And again, if it's done right, it's there for years helping to market your business. So just to, again, talk for just a minute, that benefit language, this slide will give you good ideas around that benefit language, what we're really selling for parents: value for your money, peace of mind, stability, cleanliness, nurturing, loving, education. And in COVID, we needed to adjust some of our messaging to parents because there's a lot of fear out there. And we recommended to centers to go through all their materials, all their marketing materials, and add language that had around COVID. So the adjustments you might have made to hours, or your health and safety practices, or ratios, or your drop-off pickup procedures. And that was important to update everything to reduce parent fear. And, there's still people out there with a lot of fear around COVID. So it's important that we recognize we have to communicate that in all the places we market, that we're doing those things. Okay. So in the chat box, could you tell me, when do your families, your potential customers, typically look to purchase childcare services? What time of year? What time of the day? When is the busiest time? Go ahead and just answer that in the chat box. Probably, and I don't see anything coming in, but that's okay. I know you're there. The answer is that it could be anytime. We have a purchase that is rolling. That's what MM said to everyone. Correct. Like it's sometimes more in September we have enrollments, but people change jobs, people find jobs, people move. Really, parents could be looking at any time for childcare. They could be looking on the internet in the middle of the night. If you change jobs, or you move, or you get a new job, you often are looking for care like that moment, that day. So one of the big things with that is to realize for marketing, we really want to be marketing all the time in our industry. Have you ever noticed, like, when you're looking for a car, you start to notice all the cars out there, and you notice the advertising for cars? And they might, car companies advertise on TV and radio, like they have really big advertising budgets. But in early childhood, we don't have that kind of money to do, what car companies do, is advertise all the time, hoping that when somebody's looking for care, they'll see our advertising. So that's why really being on the internet is the most important thing for our marketing efforts, is to have that digital storefront to come up on the internet when people are searching for care in your area. And that's just because of the timing. So they may get a referral to you from a friend, but even if they get a referral, typically they're going to go to the internet to learn more about what you're doing. So the most effective thing you can do for marketing in early childhood is to really make sure you have a very strong online presence. And the best things you can do for that is to first make sure you're on Google for Business, to have a strong search engine optimized website that really truly reflects what's happening in your center. And then if possible, not every center is able to do this, but to be open to exploring how social media can help. So getting on Google is really easy. Google is the #1 search engine. So this is where most activity happens on the internet. And what Google's core purpose for being is that when people are searching for what we do, that they do a really good job matching people up. So they have a free tool that allows businesses to have a presence on Google. And so when you may have already claimed it, but it requires that, and they have every business address is matched up to a business. So if you have multiple sites, then you would have multiple Google listings. And what you need to do is first set up a Gmail account on Google, a Google account, and then look for your listing and make sure that you've claimed it, that it's under your account. If you have people helping you with this, what you want to make sure is that they don't claim the Google in their, in their personal account, and then they leave and you can't access it. You can have multiple people on there. So even if someone's helping you with that, you want them to add you to it. This is a really important, like, business intelligence. We don't want this to leave with somebody who stops working for you. And then once you've claimed it, you can really beef it up. If you don't do anything, they'll have a not very great satellite image, but you can claim it and then add images, add your hours, add your website, your phone number, like really ensure that the information is accurate and beefed up as much as possible. This is really, again, free, one-time activity. Put a little time into it, and then it's there benefiting you for a long time. I put on here, let's see, you can see what your listing looks like. They have something called incognito mode. So, there's cookies on browsers, so you can get a fresh look on what a prospective customer would see when you go in incognito mode. And then they also have something as part of this called Google Maps, and you just want to make sure on the maps they have you in the right location. Let's see, I'm going to keep going. And then search engine optimization, I'm sure you've heard of this, and maybe some of you are like, I have no clue what that is. It's really simple. It's just words that people type into search engines to look for you, to look for what you're doing. And in our industry, parents typically look for what we do, which is either childcare, preschool, daycare. We don't like to be called daycare, but that's the #1 search word for our industry. And then they always look for geographic. And so it's really important that whoever's helping you with this, or if you're doing it yourself, that you really brainstorm a list of your search words and make sure that they're embedded in your Google. When you're describing your business, you can embed those search words in there, as well as on your website. So words for what we do are not, they're not just childcare, preschool, daycare, but they're also infants, faith-based, church, preschool comes up a lot, and discounted, inexpensive, cheap. Those are big words too that people search for childcare. And Montessori comes up a lot, babies, family, church preschool. So we have, a tendency to call ourselves faith-based, but parents search for church. And it's good to have those words sprinkled throughout in lots of different places. There's something, well, I think it'll come up in a minute. So I'll show you another place that it's really important that the search words are at. If you have a website, and I'm going to recommend that if you don't, that you work to get a website for your business. If you're family childcare listening to this, the state has a huge opportunity. They partnered with Wonder School, which Wonder School will give family childcare an opportunity to have an online presence. It's a childcare management platform that includes a website for providers. But what you can do with your website is put in a site, semicolon, and then your website address. And what will happen when you do that is it'll bring up every page and page title and description for your website. And this is something that in your website content management system, you can do yourself. If you don't do it, then it will automatically assign to it. And so I just did it for this preschool, Nature's Path Academy, to see what it looked like. And if you think about what we do and where we're at, what I'd want to see is search words in here that are optimizing this to come up. And so we see that this school, they have their name a lot, but parents may not be searching, for academy. So I'd really like to, they have their name, but they also have childcare in Bayside area of Virginia Beach. They're located in Virginia Beach. This one down here, Nature's Path Academy, United States, I'd probably change that. And, you know, when you think about geographic areas, there's, you know, major streets, there's interstates, there's even, you know, like if you're near a Navy base, like we're in Hampton Roads, we have Navy bases, you know, just so think about those things that parents might, you know, looking for care by this major thing. And they could put, I don't see preschool in here, but they're very much an academic preschool. So that's a change they could do. What Google is very much aware is when people just stuff keywords in there, they like each one of these to be unique and different and describe the page. So you have to be strategic, but also, you know, you don't want to get penalized for Google, thrown in Google jail because you just cut and pasted all of them. You're being lazy. So these really should be unique. And again, this is one-time activity. When done correctly, it's benefiting you for a long time. This is probably one of the most important things you can do for your website is make sure the page title and description are optimized. And then on Google and social media and Yelp, let's see, your website also, there's space for testimonials. And testimonials are they're really the new word of mouth in the digital world. And it's kind of this idea that I can say I'm awesome, but when someone else says I'm awesome, it has much more impact. And often, you know, think about it, like, do people just go out and leave testimonials? A lot of times, the only time they leave a testimonial is when they're upset. So I want to encourage you to think about how you can capture more testimonials and how you can ask or, you know, set up a process or, you know, maybe a digital process. There's CRMs, like there's some, you know, software out there that can help with this to get more testimonials on these places. When you ask for testimonials from your families, you have to be very clear that we only want 5-star reviews and that we want to encourage them to leave more information, not just hit 5 stars and run on their way. I would rather have really good reviews, a few of them. You know, ideally we want at least 5 on your on each of these places, but I'd rather have 5 really great reviews that a parent has taken the time to say why they love your school, what makes it special. Versus, you know, 10 that they didn't write anything. Because think about it, those prospective parents, they look at those reviews and it really gives them a good sense of your program and if it's a good fit for them. What do you do though if you do get a bad review? And I know, like, I've gotten those calls before. It's really upsetting. We take it personal, but you should know that it does happen and it happens a lot. And first of all, you really want to, if somebody does that, you know, whenever anything happens, we should, as business owners, try to take away emotion, you know, not react right away, but also step back and just look at it objectively. And you know, do we have, I'd rather have people come talk to me than go straight online and leave bad reviews. So that open door policy that's communicated to families, that being present, you know, and really trying to set things up that parents feel that they can come to you, that there's that trusting relationship rather than going online right away. So this is an example of a review I found. I was just looking out there, but it happens, and it's 2 stars, and they wrote why they were unhappy. So first, you want to respond to negative review, not when you're upset, but very objectively. You know, you don't, if it's unfounded or untrue, you can acknowledge that you're sorry someone felt that way, and then respond about what's the correct information is, and try to be very professional, very objective. If there's something that's true on there, then just talk about that you appreciated the feedback. And these are the things that we've done to make the changes in the center. And then the other thing you want to do when you have a review like this, just from a strategic marketing point of view, is you can't get them removed. It's really difficult to get negative reviews, even if they're not true, removed from Google, almost impossible. So what you have to really work is to bury it and to get your star average up. So you don't want to be on the internet with 2 stars, because when you come up on Google and you have 2 stars and everyone else has 4 or 5, the phone is not going to ring. It's going to really impact and hurt, your enrollment. So you'd want to be really proactive to ask parents to leave 5-star reviews and bring that average up so that you can be competitive. So, I want to switch gears and talk about your website. And this really is a very powerful marketing tool. It's gotten a lot easier to manage websites. There's a lot of tools out there that make them pretty easy to set up. And a lot of centers get help from family members, or, they know somebody. This is one of those things that it's a really good investment. And you want it to look professional. You want it to reflect your brand and that thing that you're selling. It's really an extension of your storefront. So it's inviting, it matches your colors, your look. And when done really well, it's like parents have the opportunity to have a really great tour. You can add pages and pages if you want, but that's the experience you want. You want parents to feel like they've had a chance. If they want, they can look at every piece of your program on your website. A website is an opportunity to market your program, but it's also an opportunity to communicate with existing families, put information on there that they may need. And these are things that can save you a lot of time. So every time the phone rings and people are asking you questions, I want you to think about, could that be information that we have on the website? And I'm not talking about confidential information, but a lot of schools have a lot of things on their websites. They're really pushing those websites to work for them. Like, you're starting to see a lot of automated enrollment happening, where you can go to the website and click on a button and it puts you into an automated enrollment system. So this slide just gives you some ideas about the type of information that could be included on a website. Again, I'm all for if getting help, especially, if someone's good at doing sites, like a family member, and they do it for you. I just want to caution you that it should not look homemade. It should really look very professional to, again, match your service and the look of your business. So I'm a big fan. You all are getting some American Rescue Plan dollars. And if you don't have a strong website, then that might be something to really think about, making sure that you've got that as strong as possible. So parents today, they're pretty smart, especially parents that are looking for, educational, they want to see curriculum. So I want to encourage you to, think about each of your classrooms and go deep into each one of those classrooms and show that you're an expert in early childhood development. Talk about what parents could expect their children to learn in that classroom, what the day looks like, what their curriculum looks like. I think that's an area I can see a lot of improvement for a lot of schools. And then one of the things I've been encouraging is a resource page for parents. And this might be something that you can partner with another early childhood program to come up with the content. But, you all are experts. You have the same questions every year from families around some things, biting, bedwetting, temper tantrums. And so you could potentially have a resource page on your website that reinforces conversations, gives education or tools or links to information that could help families. It can also link them to community resources that, you're going to trainings like this, you learn about these great resources, your early intervention or interventions, or the libraries, PBS Kids, like, you really could, you're an expert in a resource for families. We used to recommend, a family resource library, but everything has gone digital. So why not have your resource library on your website? Every time people go to your website, Google loves that. They love when your website is alive and active and engaged in business. And so often providers will help them set up a website, and I go back several years later and they haven't updated it or changed one thing on there. And when it's stale, when it just sits there with no activity, it starts to drop in the rankings. So updating with resources, newsletters, blogs, your calendar, upcoming events, these, when you encourage yourself to update it regularly, it also helps it come up in search engine. Because again, Google rewards you for that. And there's no way to figure out the exact, what exactly Google looks at to have you come up in rankings. Like it's really sophisticated system, but we know that those things help. Don't put things on your website that you cannot keep up with. For example, it's really easy to set up a Google Calendar on a website, but if you're not going to keep it up to date, then it's going to do more harm, right? It's not going to be a tool that parents reference. So in that case, you might be better off just having a page listing each day that you're closed throughout the year. If you do a newsletter or even a blog, just remember that PDFs are not searchable by the search engines, so you won't get credit for all those keywords that you are in there. And as you put, and if you work with someone who knows what they're doing, they will embed keywords throughout the content on your website. And that's another thing that helps it come up, because remember, when parents are searching for what we do and where we're at, we want them to match up. And so Google scans your websites and your words as part of their rubric or whatever it's called. Photos on are powerful, right? Photos can speak 1,000 words. And so really great photos on your website is important. This, again, I was just doing research and I found this on a website of an early childhood provider. It's all blurry, it's at a weird angle, and it just isn't showing the environment in the best light. So really invest and make sure that, with the cameras now, like the iPhones, the pictures are stunning. I'd rather have less photos and really great photos on your websites. And I want a photo on every single page. So like those, here's another example. This was on a website. It's like blurry. We don't want that. So, again, we got to have really great photos. Melissa, who is our graphic designer at EEBC, put this together, and she gets really picky about the photos that go on websites. So she recommends, getting a good picture of the front of the building. These are ideas for different photos. A lot of times we'll just do pictures of the classroom, but if you think about a tour, they want to see each piece of it. And if you ever have a family sign up without even coming into the building, you're doing a great job with your website. So outdoor photos showing the playground space, try to be aware of like trash cans or dumpsters or things in the background. Children interacting with teachers, or you can see in this little boy here, it's not that they always have to be looking at the camera or smiling. He's showing that he's engaged in an activity. Show diversity in your photos. Be aware that you don't want to just, you want all parents to feel like they have a place in your center. And so marketing photos really should be very diverse. And then try to get pictures of each age group. I was recommending that you describe each one of your classrooms or your age groups. So on those pages, try to have pictures of those kids. And remember, you always have to have a photo release form anytime you use children's images in any kind of marketing. And I like this picture on the bottom showing good teacher-child interaction. And then this slide just also gives you more tips for those photos, just because over the years, we've seen some really terrible photos. So like this is a tip, get down on eye level of the children, not, standing up around. A lot of times schools will take pictures like of Thanksgiving up high, and you just see this table with a bunch of kids. But parents actually respond better to the marketing images that are up closer on eye level. And over half of the pictures should have smiling people. And you can, and every once in a while, we just have to buy a stock photo, but I want to encourage you to try to have your own photos on there. Try to, and if you just aren't happy with your photos, believe it or not, it's not as expensive as you would think to even have a professional photographer come in. I've had one come several times, and it has cost anywhere from $150 to $200 for these just gorgeous images. So again, it's a one-time investment that will be there to benefit you for many years. I love this picture. You notice it doesn't even have, it's kind of a little blurry, but it just gives a really good vibe about the fun and learning and, learning through play. And I like this picture because they're all buds, and I thought it was cute. I want to switch gears and talk about social media. This gets a little tricky sometimes because it's just one more thing, and it's, it's okay to delegate to other people. And one of the things I try to encourage is that you don't have to always do everything yourself, but doing trainings like this, you understand what it's supposed to look like when it's working well, and then you can delegate more effectively. So social media may be a space, if you think that, this isn't something that you have time for, that you could effectively delegate to another individual. Because our young families are on the social media. They are, this is a space that they're in. So when you think about marketing, it ties into this idea of, look how awesome I am. It's that shift where we're not saying, come buy my service. You're really saying on social media, look what we're doing. Look how awesome we are. Look at, how incredible our program is. Wouldn't you want to be here? So social media is meeting prospective families in an online space that they're already in. And a lot of times it's also another way to connect with existing families. I think directors are getting more comfortable, and there are some schools, when they use this effectively, it is just a game changer for their marketing. So the two top social media platforms right now, and it could change, and this is part of business, right? Things are always changing, but right now it's Instagram and Facebook. On Facebook, businesses, you can actually set up a business page in both of these, and they have a new way that they're actually linked. So you post on one and it links, it shows up in the other one. But businesses are likes. On your personal social media page, you have friends, right? But with businesses, they have likes. If you're going to advertise and spend money on advertising, this is the biggest bang for your buck, because Facebook, Instagram, they have very detailed demographic data. So they know who your customers are, which are female between, 20 to 35. We know they're looking for childcare. They have young children. Like, Facebook knows people have young children. It's very targeted marketing. So it's effective. So I put on here that, let me just back up for a minute. And if you have questions about Facebook or something you've been wondering, go ahead and pop it in the chat box. But the big thing with Facebook is, I think, again, trying to be consistent, but not overwhelm yourself. I think you're going to do better with it if you have good, strong posts that you try to do as regularly as possible versus just posting on there all the time information that isn't interesting to people. And that's really what you're trying to do, is to connect with followers in a way that the information is meaningful. So a content calendar might be something that could help. A content calendar is where you look at the month and kind of plan out what you're going to talk about on your social media. And some schools post, once a week, some post once a month. It's recommended that you try to post 2 times a week. And you can do posts that just highlight cool things that are happening or that inspire parents or families. Share information. It's also, a way to share information, but this might be, something to think about, especially if you're delegating it to someone, where you look at the whole month and you think about the things that you want to post about. So you look at, all right, what activities do we have? What are the lesson plans looking like? What's going on that might be interesting? Do we have a holiday celebration? And kind of map out. And again, maybe this is something that you can delegate to a teacher. Facebook has a tool where you can develop posts and they can sit there. They don't go out until you approve them, and then you can time it so it will go out. You can do all your posts in one sitting, and then they'll feed out throughout the month. The best time to have your post hit is think about, especially working parents, right before lunchtime, they hop on their social media, and then in the early evening is a good time to post as well. And then posts should always have images. A post with image is 94% more likely, has more success, more likely to be looked at. So it's important, every post, put a picture with it. And there's something called insights. And this is the last thing I want to talk about is, for really busy people, I think it's important, and in our industry, especially important, we've been really trying to encourage that we start looking at metrics and data to inform what we're doing. And again, I don't see many directors doing this, but we want to encourage it, that it will actually save you time and make things more effective. So looking back at data, there's 2 things you can do. For your websites, there's a tool called Google Analytics, but even within most of the websites now, they have analytics in there that you can see how the website is doing, how many people are coming, what page they're going to, what pages aren't getting any traffic. Are they staying on the website? Are they leaving right away? And then on the social media, they have something called insights. And that also shows you how your posts are working. So let me just show you all both of those. I thought I would just hop over to a website versus trying to do slides to capture all this. So we use Wix, and there's a couple of different types of platform, but Wix is a content management system where you can build your website, and they have the data embedded in there. And so this shows you, this is our website, Early Education Business. I was actually looking, I hadn't looked at it in a while, and I'm so glad that I did. It tells me where I'm getting people coming to our website. So direct means they put in our URL. So that means they attended a workshop, or they were a referral, they got a business card somewhere. Somebody referred them to the website. Google, and this is called organic search. So organic search just means they put in keywords. I didn't pay for anything, and they naturally came to the website. So that's pretty good. We're getting pretty good organic search from Google. People are searching for what we do and coming to our website. And then it showed me some other places that where I'm getting referrals. You may have links, like I don't know if they're doing this now with all the change, but for a while, if you were in Virginia Quality, they listed you on their website and your website address could be listed there. And when I looked at the analytics, clients were getting a lot of referrals from that. If you're really using Facebook successfully and linking people to your website to sign up for tours, then you might see that on here. So it tells you what's working, what's not. It also, if you see down here, top pages by sessions, tells me what pages people are going to. And that also helps you, learn, do you have the right information? Are there pages on your website that are just not getting any traffic? Either people aren't interested in that, or you need to tweak something on your website. They have something called a bounce rate too. And one other thing on here though, let's see. You'll see I had a lot of new unique visitors. And you'll see that on there. Unique visitors means I've had, somebody can come back a few times, but we only count them once. So I've had I don't have a lot of repeat customers, mostly new people coming to our website. And then a lot of people accessing the website on desktop, but I still had 177 sessions on a mobile phone. And you'll see that a lot depending on your parents. So making sure your website is mobile friendly. All of the platforms have that capability now, but it's important that you check that when you get your website developed. Look at it on a mobile phone and make sure it looks good. Whenever you make a change on your website, you should go to the mobile version and make sure that it transferred correctly, because people are using their phones. And then one other thing I just wanted to show on this, let me see. Down here, it tells me where people came from. I can't find it right away, but there's something called a bounce rate. If you play around with this, you'll see it. A bounce rate is a number. The higher it is, actually, that's not good. You want really a lower bounce rate. And the bounce rate means did they come to your website and hang out, or did they come there and go, I didn't find what I was looking for, and they bounce off. So bounce rate can tell you, again, are you attracting the right people to your site that want the information? And that's an indicator, again, if you have an effective search engine optimized website. So let's hop over to Facebook. This is a summary page. I think it's from a client of mine, but you can see how your posts are doing, which I think is really great in social media. Sometimes there's a little bit of a learning curve. And so you can go into the insights. It's on the left side. I'm on a very small screen right now, but on the left side, you'll see it, insights, and it shows every single one of your posts and then the engagement that it's had. And that's really what you want. You want people to engage with your posts. You want them to like it or do the things at the bottom, post engagements, or even better, if they share it with someone else or they comment, those are the things that help the algorithm push it out there more, and you get more engagement. Why social media is so great, for marketing for our industry is, think about it. Your families and the people that like your page often have friends in that same age group, in that same kind of demographic. And so it will hopefully get your posts out there in front of prospective parents that may be looking for care. And when you have a really great post, then you can do something that might be something to think about advertising. They call it boosting that post, and you can set however much money you want, but you can boost that post and it will push it, out into those target customers so that they can see. Let me see. I wanted to show one more thing. There's a lot in here that you can see. I think I closed it. this is one of my clients. I don't see the insights. Do you see it, Tracy? Okay.
No, I don't.
So it's really easy to set this up too. Once you have to have a personal Facebook page. People aren't going to see it. And then you over here on the right is where you can easily set up a page and just play around with it. Like, don't be afraid to try things out and be afraid of this technology. And SBDCs are all across the state, and this is something that your local SBDC can help you with. Anything around business consulting and counseling, that's a great resource for all of you. So last thing I want to share with you is we have this wonderful opportunity in Virginia right now through some remaining CARES grant funding. We have our company, Early Education Business Consultants, has a partnership with the Virginia Small Business Development Center Network, and we are piloting in the spring a small cohort of centers to go through our nationally recognized early education business program. So if you like learning about business and you think you could benefit from a full business management program, we call it like a MiniMBA, I want to encourage you to apply for the program. The cohort will have from 10 to 15 centers, and some they have to be in Virginia and currently open. Right now, this is for childcare centers. They can be nonprofit or for-profit. And it's a commitment of attending 8 classes. We're still working on the schedule, but those classes will be during the week, during nap time. And what's cool about it is not only do we talk about business, we've talked a lot about strategies around the workforce crisis, but we also have the opportunity for some problem solving, some small group problem solving, and connecting with other owners and directors who are in the same situation that all of you are. And that probably is one of the really benefits of a small cohort like that, like a mastermind group. The program has traditionally had really successful outcomes. Programs who are engaged, and engaged means not only do we talk about things, but we make changes, like we put things in practice, traditionally have seen increase in enrollment and revenues around 25%. So you'll see on our website, earlyeducationbusiness.com, and I'll put this link in the chat box. Right here, business program application. If you're interested, you can apply, and you want to go to this spring summer class right here. I'm going to change the wording. It really should say Virginia, but the spring 22 early education business program. And we'll be getting the dates out there so you can get them on your calendar if you want to participate in this program. All right, it's 1 o'clock, Tracy. Well done.
That it is, Lauren. Thank you again. Lauren covered some amazing information and a lot of it today. I want to reiterate for you something that Lauren said kind of at the end, not just about this opportunity for the spring cohort, but also all of our local centers have experts that could walk through the website analytics, the insights for Facebook, all of that in more detail with you specifically in your center. So I encourage you, if you're not already working with a small business development center, reach out on the Virginia SBDC website. We have a request for counseling button that will help you find your local the center that is closest to you. But please reach out. And if you've got additional specific questions, they're there to help you. If anybody has any questions right now, you can put those in the chat window or the Q&A, and Lauren will stay for a few minutes to answer those. We will be sending out an email, a follow-up email with a link to the recording, the slides. There'll be an evaluation in that email as well. We encourage you to help us continue to improve our programs by filling out that evaluation. If you'd like to sign up for any upcoming webinars, those are all listed on the Virginia SBDC website under training. So we encourage you to do that, as well as we have a list of recorded webinars as well on that website. So thank you everyone for attending today. It does not look like we have any questions, Lauren. So I guess we will go ahead and end. So thank you everyone for attending today. We really appreciate it. Oh, wait, I got one. No, just a thank you. All right, Lauren, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.